On today's Mega News Roundup, Capcom joins the plug-and-play gaming scene. The first details on the PlayStation 5 are revealed. And you can play Mega Man on both of these things. Let's rock! Welcome to your Mega News Roundup for April 16th, 2019. I'm ShadowRock, and today's news is going to be a bit different, as rather than talking about Mega Man things directly, besides one thing, we're going to be talking about two new gaming devices that can play games from the franchise instead. Kicking off with the one that's been fully unveiled, Capcom of Europe has announced the Capcom Home Arcade. True to its name, it's a new plug-and-play console that focuses on arcade games, and at first glance, well, this looks interesting. It's literally two arcade sticks on top of a giant Capcom logo, with the sticks themselves having the appropriate blue and yellow colors. Well, that's kind of cute and funny at the same time. It's also powered by micro USB and features onboard Wi-Fi, so you can upload your high scores and have bragging rights to, well, whoever else decides to drop the cash on this. But you came here for the games, right? Let's see what they got for us. For our purposes, the relevant game being included on this plug-and-play console is Mega Man: The Power Battle. The two-player co-op arcade title where you can play as Mega Man, Proto Man, or Bass through 3 different eras of Robot Master Gauntlets until you reach Dr. Wily, complete with special weapons that you can get from the bosses and some pretty awesome music too. This is quite a surprise since the only other official home release of this game was on the Mega Man Anniversary Collection on the PS2, GameCube, and original Xbox. The same collection that had pretty questionable emulations for its games, so here's hoping the emulation on this console will be accurate. The other games Capcom included are 1994 The Loop Master, the first ever home release of Alien vs Predator, Armored Warriors, Capcom Sports Club, Captain Commando, Cyberbots, Full Metal Madness, Darkstalkers, Echo Fighters, Final Fight, Ghouls and Ghosts, Giga Wing, Pro Gear, Street Fighter II Hyper Fighting, Strider, and Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, for a total of 16 games. So there is a nice little variety of genres on display here, from shoot 'em ups, beat 'em ups, platformers, puzzles, sports, and of course fighting games. As for my thoughts, Mega Man: The Power Battle is a fun little game, but I am sad that Mega Man 2: The Power Fighters isn't included here as well, as I believe that game to be superior to the first, plus it includes Duo as a playable character. It would have been a great addition to this lineup, but alas. And I am a bit sad to see that Capcom couldn't include anything from their popular Capcom vs series of fighting games. Marvel vs Capcom 1 or 2 at least would have been a welcome sight here, but I understand that would have probably been a licensing nightmare to make that happen. Disney is very stingy, you know. So okay, 2-player arcade action on top of a giant Capcom logo with 16 games built in. How much does this all cost? Well, I should warn you, this is clearly meant to be a premium device. So at least in Europe, which is the only reason it has currently been revealed for, you'll be dropping a whopping 230 euros on this beast. There is said to be an announcement for us Americans to come later, but expect the price to be about 260 US dollars. Oof! Now, I'm no expert on the value of arcade stuff, but for that price, I would have hoped for a little more than 16 games personally. Include Mega Man 2: The Power Fighters for Boudica's sakes. But then again, lack of games has always been a problem for every plug-and-play console ever, so with it being micro USB, I can't foresee the modding scene taking full advantage of this like with past mini consoles. Still, it should hopefully at least be a high quality piece of hardware for the money, though one could buy a PS4 or Xbox One for that price easily. If you are interested, I will include a link to the European pre-order page in the description. Speaking of the PS4, we just learned that it will be backwards compatible with the PlayStation 5. Mark Cerny from Sony had an exclusive interview with Wired, revealing the first details for the currently unnamed next generation console. Which, come on, we all know will probably be the PS5. I'll have a link to the article for you in the description. It's a bit of a read. Thankfully, we do have Wario64 on Twitter here to give us the highlights of what we need to know. Most excitingly, it will have backwards compatibility with PS4 games. Which brings us to why I am talking about it at all. Because that obviously means you'll still be able to play Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2, Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 and 2, and of course, Mega Man 11 when the PS5 console comes out, which isn't going to be this year. This is awesome news after the PS4 itself featured no backwards compatibility at all, unless you count the very small library of emulated PS2 games. Great to know at least part of the backwards compatibility rumors have come true though. The other part of the rumor being that the console may or may not be able to play PS1, PS2, and PS3 as well. Which if that's true, well shoot! You could play practically everything at that point. That last part might seem too good to be true, and it probably is. But Sony really is positioning this as a powerful machine that will take gaming to the next level. More like a revolution than a simple upgrade. Man, that just reminds me of the Nintendo Revolution rumors, remember that? Oh, a Nintendo console is going to play all of the previous Nintendo consoles. Which was kind of true in a way, but we'll see what Sony does here. And we'll definitely see if this console might be powerful enough to emulate all the old PlayStations. But here are the specs anyways. It supports 8K resolution, CPU is based on the AMD Ryzen with 8 cores, custom GPU based on the AMD Radeon Navi. Hey, listen! And oh yes, the wondrous world of ray tracing, which in layman's terms means lighting effects and reflections off of clear surfaces like glass should be rendered more accurately for that extra bit of realism. Which is nice I guess, but then again, I play games about a cartoon super fighting robot that fights other robots and a mad scientist. So what do I know about realism? Oh, and it has a solid state drive, which will make loading faster, but hopefully it's big enough for the larger file sizes games are going to become. Because, woo! Not looking forward to that all digital future, my boys. But hey, there's some good news here too. The PlayStation 5 will support PlayStation Virtual Reality VR, and, most importantly, physical media. So hey, I guess that all digital future is going to have to wait for a little while longer yet. Very nice. And that's all I've got for you for today. Like I said, you can get all the information you need for the consoles mentioned through the links in the description below. But for now, does the Capcom Home Arcade seem worth the price for you? And are you excited for the PlayStation 5? Is the backwards compatibility a big deal to you? Let me know in the comments. And for more on Capcom, PlayStation, and Mega Man, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Thanks for watching, and until next time, rock on!